Hello friends, welcome to a very late October bullet journal setup here on my channel. If you are new, my name is Christina, welcome. As I get started, you'll notice I went in with a pencil and sketched out what I plan on doing for my sister's bullet journal setup this month. You'll see the theme is snakes. I thought this would be a really fun and enjoyable theme since Halloween is this month. I had a lot of fun sketching this out with a pencil, so I know I'm going to love how this turns out. My setup looks a little different today, more so the camera. I'm shooting this bullet journal setup myself. I usually have my good friend Jeremy, who is a cinematographer. He usually brings in his fancy camera equipment and shoots videos for me. But the plan a couple of weeks ago was to shoot 17 videos over the course of 3 days. So I wouldn't have to record videos in October since I'll be busy with a newborn. Unfortunately, I didn't hit my goal of 17 videos, but I did shoot 15, which is still a huge accomplishment. So one of the 2 videos I couldn't record is this one, my sister's October bullet journal setup. The camera I'm using to shoot this video is actually from my husband. He got me a new camera for my birthday, a Sony ZV-1. I've had my eye on this camera for a while now because I wanted to upgrade my Canon G7X Mark II. It's just been long overdue for an upgrade. But the G7X is an excellent camera. There's nothing wrong with it. It's great for if you're first starting out on YouTube. It shoots in 1080p, which I liked because the files were small and easy to manage. But the Sony ZV-1 shoots in 4K and the footage looks amazing. I love how crisp it looks, and it also has a handful of cool features that make this a fantastic vlogging camera. The autofocus is probably the best feature, and then there's a side flipping screen which makes it convenient to check if you're in focus or not. I love this camera, and I'm happy I can test it out for you for this video. But anywho, I am currently using a Micron pen in 05 to line the snake, and then I'll eventually switch to my Micron pen but in thickness 03. That one has a finer nib, so I'm gonna use that one to draw out the details. Like adding a little bit of shadow here by the neck of the snake to give it a little dimension. It looks a bit, flat without it, but for this theme, I'm sticking to a black and white theme. I did play around with the idea of throwing in one color, maybe a red, but I don't know. I just love how simple black and white drawings can be a great theme for a bullet journal spread. There's still so much going on, but at the same time, it's simple, and I kind of like that. I used a stencil for the text October, and then I'm taking my Tombow dual brush pen to fill in the lettering. I also added a couple of pieces of foliage on the page. I felt there was a bit of dead space without them, but yeah, they make a great addition to the spread. So the reason this video is coming out so late in October is because, as some of you know, I had a baby. His name is Shelby, and I still can't believe he's real. Like, I can't believe my husband David and I are parents. Like, it just doesn't feel real sometimes. I feel like I'm living in an alternate universe or something. And I think the reason I feel that way is because David and I have been together for 10 years, and it's always been him and I. So starting a family just truly feels like the next chapter, but also just so different, you know, like there's somebody else in our lives, not just him and I. But of course, with starting a family comes change, and not in a bad way, but you know, especially at this time, Shelby, you know, being a newborn, all of my time is dedicated to him and ensuring he's taken care of. You know, he's the main priority. And at first, David and I did pretty much everything together for the first 2 weeks of his life. And that's because we've never taken care of a newborn. So we were kind of, I don't know, learning as we go, you know, just figuring out this parent thing together. But we both learned early on that if we're both waking up for the midnight, 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. feedings, we'll also both be tired. It's just not a sustainable routine for either one of us. So this week, David and I started taking shifts. David watches Shelby from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m., which is when I'll sleep. And then I'll take over from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. I don't know, this routine is absolutely brilliant because we'll each get a solid 5 to 6 hours of sleep. And so I don't know, I feel like since we started this new routine, I feel like I have my sleep back, like I have energy. So now it's just a matter of, you know, slowly but surely implementing the things I used to do for myself. I think the next thing I want to do is just get back into editing YouTube videos so I can get back to posting consistently on here. I need to learn how to find time to edit and work while Shelby's napping during the day. Some days I'm just so tired that when I do have a minute to myself, I just want to sit there and not do anything. So yeah, it's definitely been an adjustment, but in a good way. I mean, I knew what I was getting myself into when I wanted to start a family, but you know, I just sometimes just think about how nice it was and how much I took that for granted when I was getting a solid 8 hours of sleep. I have already finished my sister's monthly overview and space to set some goals. However, I wanted to stay on theme so I could still fit snakes to cover both pages. The same goes for the 2 pages I'm currently working on, which is the weekly overview. Now, with this new mommy schedule, I just don't have time to create a weekly spread every week, so I'm opting for a Dutch Door weekly setup because I want my sister to be able to fill out her week when the week starts. So it's best that I just create the entire month of October versus trying to find time each week. So yeah, that's the problem that I'm running into now with my bullet journal. Like, I have not been using it. I feel like this is the first time in, oh my gosh, maybe 10 years where I'm not really using a planner. I feel so bad because I'm usually so good. But you know what? That's just the planner guilt talking. Yeah, it is, because, you know, I have these planners that I bought that I used to use, and, you know, served as, I don't know, just as a guide to help me stay organized. But it's difficult with having a newborn. Every day is so different. It just doesn't make sense to write down a daily to-do list. And I mean, that's just how it's gonna have to be for the next couple of months. But I've been brainstorming what to do for 2023 because I don't know if I can bullet journal next year. I mean, I just don't think I'll have the time. There's a lot of time that goes into creating these bullet journal spreads. I don't want to do bullet journaling next year and then all of a sudden feel trapped into doing it and then not putting in 100%. So I'm giving myself a couple of options for 2023. I need your help in deciding. The first option is Archer and Olive have dated planners. And so I was thinking, okay, this is already set up for me. And then on top of that, I could use Archer and Olive's monthly sticker kits, which would help immensely with coming up with themes. It's very low maintenance. I mean, there may still be a little drawing, some doodles here and there for this setup, but for the most part, the sticker kit is going to help so much. So that's the first option. Like, should I use that? Or I can go back to my old ways with a passion planner. Now, I'm already using a passion planner for my memory planner, so this isn't my first choice, but I'm still open to it. Alrighty, so the third option is the happy planner. I have recently been watching a ton of videos on YouTube of people putting together their happy planners, and I even bought one for myself that was on sale. It was a teacher planner, but I wouldn't mind using that for 2023, just trying something different and new. I'm not crazy about the happy planner, like there's stickers, but I do love the planner setups. So I know I can work something in there and still be really happy with creating YouTube videos. Now the fourth option is cloth and paper. I've always loved this brand and its stationery supplies. Like I've bought their stationery supplies plenty of times in the past, but I've never dabbled in their planners. It's more of a minimal approach, very sophisticated looking. Let me know in the comments below which one I should use for next year. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.